Okay, hey painters, so here we have a deck staining. So I was going with the formula of about $2 a square foot, but then there was all these rails, and so basically with all the railing that needed to be sanded and not painted. So I needed to actually get in there into all of these, into every last railing piece with a little sander and with a palm sander, and bring it down to the raw wood. So on the flooring, it was, using, I think I used like 40 grit, and now I'm just now putting the stain on. And so here's the decking. So it's much more than the decking. So if I were just to calculate and go by $2 a square foot for the decking, I would be, this job would be something like $500. But when the railing is involved, with all that sanding and stuff, this easily becomes a $1,500 job. Got a nice pool. Finally, the sun is out. Anyway, so there's a look of how much space, and the question becomes, for $1,500, I'm probably going to use $100 worth of this Olympic stain. I wound up sanding and sanding and sanding and sanding. It could have been a $2,000 job, but probably 15 is just about right. And the devil is going to be in the details, like underneath here. If you need to be sanding all that stuff, you see that? If everything underneath needs to be sanded, then the price needs to go up accordingly. So anyway, like for instance, none of this stuff was stained before. I'm just assuming it needs some stain. I'm not going to stain the undersides. I'm actually thinking it'd be best not to lock in because these stairs were a little bit moist. Actually sanded everything on day one, all the flooring on day one, to allow it to breathe, so the moisture would wick out from its previous staining and sealing. Basically, if there's anything left for sealant or stain on the decking, it is prohibiting moisture from wicking out. So you need to hit it. I always hit it with a sander. And about a week of super dry weather, and now it's like a sponge. It's just soaking in the stain as I put it on. So yeah, if there's these things need to be sealed every year. If water doesn't bead up on the surface, it means it needs more sealant, and never do it if there's moisture in there. So I would say sand it, and then seal it, and then keep on the sealant, seal it every year so that water beads up on that thing. This could have gone with just a straight penetrating oil or sealant, but I went, the customer wanted some stain on there too. So because the drawback of just doing plain sealing is that it can look yellow, and it starts to look like pressure treated, and so staining seems to alleviate that problem. Just put some color on there, and it just needs to be done every year. So $1,500 because of all of these rails. There's like 150 of these guys, and I forget the surface area. It's going to do $2 a square foot, but because of all this railing, $1,500. It's a bunch of visits, probably 4 days of work or so, give or take. So anyway, painters, homeowners, hope this helps.